Hello, ladies and gentlemen from all over the world. Welcome to the Swinging 60s London Celebrity Spotlight. My name is Paul Endicott, and I am here in London, live, central London, or just outside central London, actually. 7 o'clock or just after. Sorry about the late switch on. It's meant to be 7 o'clock. Had a couple of technical problems on going live. I can see some of the links are coming in, some of the comments are coming in already, which I'll be putting on to our celebrity guest today. A little bit about what we've been doing in the last week and what's been happening around London. It's week 2 of our lockdown in London. We started last week. It's month 9 of the coronavirus. And, you know, there's good news and bad news this week. The good news is that Pfizer has apparently come up with a vaccine for this. The bad news is that in the UK, we've hit 50,000 deaths this week, 50,000 deaths from the virus. That's the bad news. Today, we have our celebrity guest coming on soon, Lem Lubin from Unit 4+2. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight. Again, as you may know, people aren't traveling about. The London tourism industry has been absolutely devastated. And one of the reasons why I started doing these celebrity spotlights is to bring the community together, the international, the global music community of the 60s, which transcended into the 70s. There's live tours that we're putting on, live online tours. There's the birth of the Rolling Stones, there's the Beatles in West London, and there's the Swinging 60s experience. These are experiences online which you can get via Zoom. So you can be in the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and we take you on a journey, a live journey down the King's Road, the beating heart of Swinging 60s London. We even go into some of the legendary music venues like the Troubadour, etc. So that's a little bit about the tours that we put on. And as I say, this is the second of our celebrity spotlights, and I'm really excited to bring you Lem Lubin from Unit 4+2. Let's bring him into the party. Hello, Lem.
Oh, hello. There you are. There we are. Oh, you've suddenly become very big. I've become big. Oh,
You're very big. You're the
very big.
to be big. So, blimey, where do we start? Hampton Court is probably a good place to start.
My
You were
birthplace.
born in Hampton Court. Shall I tell them what year? You're a baby.
Yeah, why not?
1944, Hampton Court. At what stage did you move out of Hampton Court?
Virtually immediately at the end of the war, so we were sent up to Blackpool. So I spent the first 5 years of my life in Blackpool. Now you can't put bike on books and stuff like that.
You must have gone to elocution lessons.
No, I just kept it up. And when we came back to London, and I spent most of my growing up years in lower Clapton, and then after that we moved around Woodford Bridge, London, the Locks, Lancaster Gate.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I picked it up there, I guess.
So, so the London scene. I mean, when you went up to the north, at what stage did you get involved with music? What was your inspiration of getting involved with music? What was the tipping point?
Buddy Holly, actually. Listening to Buddy Holly, and we formed a small group at 4, and we played at school for a while. And I guess that was it. I mean, also the youth club that I belonged to in Clapton, we used to play up there. Well, actually, in fact, Helen Shapiro, who was who was only like 14 at the time, we were 15 or 14. But it was Buddy Holly that got me up on the road.
You know, it's amazing. I was talking to Mick Avery last week, and a very good friend of mine, Mike Berry, and the inspiration for you guys were a lot of them were the Americans. You know, the late '50s, um, the Buddy Hollies, and also the blues. You know, the blues
Yeah,
coming over big time. We're getting some really amazing who's coming online here at the moment, Lem.
uh,
I'm just going to have to go back, but we've got Liverpool, Pennsylvania, Ohio, America, Cape Town, South Africa again. They're coming from London, Australia. Blimey, it's 6:15 a.m. in Australia. Well done, you. Hello from Norway. Hello from Kansas, KY. Where's KY? I only know KY as Jippies, but don't tell me
Kentucky,
about that.
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah,
South Africa, Belfast, so Glasgow. I'm looking for a couple of questions I can hit you with if anyone's got any questions. I'm just having a look here. Peru, hello from Peru. Um, wow, Austria, Turkey, that's fantastic. Brooklyn. So I haven't got any questions at the moment for you. So what I'm going to be doing, and I think it's a good time to actually play a bit of music because those that don't know Lem Lubin will know of Unit 4 plus 2. And if they haven't heard of Unit 4 plus 2, then they would have heard of Concrete and Clay. So I think it's worth now reminding those people about what Unit 4 plus 2, it was really their figurehead as far as music is concerned. It got to number one in 1965. It hit the top 20, although there were two singers
yeah.
that released it in America and the billboards in America. Um, God, I'm trying to think of his name now. Eddie Rambo.
Yeah,
I think he got to number 35 in America with it, and Unit 4 plus 2 actually got to 28 in
yeah,
the billboards with it. Yeah.
yeah.
So let's remind ourselves about this iconic song, which is here we go. Let's have a look. Uh, tab. This is where it gets
Difficult.
quite difficult.
Are sweet as roses in the morning. You to me are soft as summer rain and no emotion. Life's so fair. The sidewalks in the street, the concrete and the clay beneath my feet begins to crumble. But love will never die because you see the love is humble before we say goodbye. My love and I, to love eternally. That's the way, that's the way it's meant to be. All around, I see the purple shades of evening. All around, shadows fall once again. So tenderly, sidewalks in the street, the concrete and the clay beneath my feet begins to crumble. But love will never die because we'll see the mountains crumble before we say goodbye. My love and I, eternally. That's the way, that's the way it's meant to be.
So there we go. I think that was a blast from the past for you.
It
So
certainly was, yeah.
tell me your recollections. What was the lead up to that? You joined Unit 4 plus 2 in 1964. How did that come about?
Well, I was doing Bob Dylan impressions at this pub in Walthamstow, the Bell, and there was a group there called the Clouds, and I used to join in with them. And then one night, this guy came in and said, "I represent this band, and I'd like you to come along for an audition." And his name was John Barker, John L. Barker, and so I went along. I liked the guys, and they quite liked me. And then within 4 days, we were playing at the Assembly Rooms in Walthamstow, and that was the beginning.
And we had a little chat before about how the band was formed. It was a harmony band. It was a vocal harmony band of 4 people.
Yeah.
I think it was Brian Parker who was the lead. He's the guy that started the band in 62,
Yeah.
63.
Yeah.
But then, as the name suggests, it was 4 plus 2 that came in
Well,
for the backing for the.
I actually replaced Brian. Brian was fed up with it all. He didn't want to play anymore. So I actually replaced him. And we did the first few gigs just as virtually almost like a folk group. And then we got a drummer and a bass player who joined the band, who were the plus 2. And
Okay.
Confident Clay came about because he wrote the song, Tommy Mould and Brian wrote the song, which we played at a party, sort of in the evening with all our mates. And they went, "Oh, that's nice, you should do that." And so we went into the Recorded Sound studio and recorded it. But also with Russ Ballard and Bob Henrik on the record as well. And that was in 65, 65, April. It was a hit in April.
Right. Okay. Russ Ballard did a lot on the recording, but he didn't play
Yeah.
publicly with the band.
No, not until the end. About the last year of the group, Bob and Russ joined. And actually, it's a good band. It's like a rock and roll band because they were such good players. And but then it petered out, and I left, and other people joined.
Okay.
I don't know who.
Aha.
I've
I've
got quite a few people joined.
got some comments coming through here. I noticed we have people from Bangalore in India. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The question here: met these guys in person. Tommy Mola, lead singer. Do you know Lynn Marsh Hill? Hello, Linda. Hello, Linda. Where are you from, Linda? We've got. I'm just seeing if there are any questions, actually, as in your delay sound is coming through. Oh, from your guest, it's hard to hear what he's saying. Maybe you could turn the volume up a bit there, Lem, if you can.
I don't think it goes up very far.
Okay, well let's crack on. We'll just have to.
That's it.
Our
100%.
wonderful visitors will have to turn the volume up a little bit more. But this is Linda again. Me and my sister went to their dressing room before the show at the Grebro Club in Rotherham.
All right.
Oh, remember that?
No.
Oh no. We have some more here. Deborah, hi from Reno, Nevada.
Hi, Reno.
Not volume. No, we're getting feedback. Okay. Well, with the earpieces, there's not a lot we can do to the volume at the moment. We're hearing that there's some problem with the volume, but we'll just have to stick with it because
cheap Apple stuff.
Yeah, there seems to be a big lag in vocal transmission, not volume. Well, there's little we can do, but we will crack on.
Right.
Now, one of the things that I wanted to do, Lem, is, I mean, Concrete and Clay is such an iconic song, and it has been covered. And I've done a little bit of research before you came on, and I've seen the vast amount of people who have covered Concrete and Clay, and they're immense. But the wonderful thing that I've noticed is how many younger people have covered it. And one of the things that is dear to my heart with regard to what we're doing here at Music Heritage London and the Swinging 60s Experience is making sure that the next generation are aware of the legacy, basically the legacy angle. The sustainability of what we're doing is not in the baby boomers, but in the future generations. And I just wanted to show you, and I think it may be this is like jukebox jury. This is like hit or miss. Maybe
I'll
we
do it
look
five.
at some of the covers. We won't show them all, but we'll look at some of the covers from across the world, young and old, and we'll give it a bit of a thumbs up or thumbs down. So here we go. Let's look at this is from the Hong Kong Syndicate. So let's share my screen a minute. Let's see if we can get this one up. Let's have a look at this. Here we go.
I was sweet as roses in the morning, and you too. I was sweet as summer and don't love me shit. That's up there. Sidewalks in the street, the concrete and the clay. Beneath my feet begins to crumble. Love will never die because we'll see the rock stumble. Before we say goodbye, love and darling, we'll be in love eternally. That's the way, that's the way it's meant to be. All around, I see the purple shades of evening, and on the ground, shadows fall once again here in my arms. Sleep so tenderly, the sidewalks in the street, the concrete and the clay. Beneath my feet begins to crumble, but love will never die because we see the rock stumble. Before we say goodbye, love and God will be ever eternally. That's the way, that's the way it's.
Well, there we go. That's the question. Have you heard that one before?
No.
Um, what do we give it out of 10? It's
Oh,
very
I'll give that five.
give it five.
Give it
You've got to put the accent on as well. I'll give it five. We've got a few others I'd like to show you, but that I will come through some of them here. Here we go. Ron sings. Let me share the screen again. Now let me have a look at this one.
To me, are sweet as roses in the morning. You to me are soft as summer rain at dawn. The love we share, there's something there. The sidewalks in the street, the concrete and the clay beneath my feet begin to crumble. Our love will never die because we see the mountains crumble. Before we say goodbye, my love and I will be in love eternally.
Can't be helped.
Wait,
Shall I get you some new,
Yeah,
new pair of those?
you've got different. 'Em. I. 'Em. 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 '
that shows the youth. I mean, how young he was, probably 16,
Yeah,
17.
yeah, probably even younger. Also changed the rhythm slightly, which is quite
Yeah,
interesting.
but there's something really nice about the contemporary musicians now. One of the things I put on live music, as you may know, at the old Station Hotel, and it's okay putting tribute bands on, playing the hits of yesteryear. But what I'm trying to do is introduce more contemporary musicians, younger musicians, on the basis that they put their own interpretation to
Mm.
classic 60s numbers. And I think that shows a kind of creativity in that young lad there. Um, put it changing the beat. It's really nice that you see a lot of that now in some celebrity shows or tribute shows on television, where they are putting their own interpretation to classic 60s
Yeah,
numbers. And in some cases, they sound better than the original as far
yeah.
as creativity. Um, so, recollections, Lem. Um, very quickly after you joined,
My lovely assistant,
new
my,
headphones.
my
Let
lovely
me have a
assistant.
look at your assistant. Where is she? Where is she?
She's here, come in.
Come and say hello.
Come and say hello. Come
No,
on.
hello. I'm not. I've got no makeup.
While I do this, oh, she's got no makeup on.
Oh no, I know.
You don't know that, do you? Really?
Oh no, this is different. Can't use it.
Can't you?
Can't use it.
Okay.
Too modern. Far too modern. I use the old one.
Oh, God, that's
Sorry about this.
That's okay.
There we are. It's got the wrong end of it.
Well,
Can you hear us now?
Yeah?
We're
I
getting
can hear
some
you.
comments in. The original version is the best, absolutely.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Linda.
In fact, Linda is actually still love the original from Unit 4+2. Let's see if we can find some others.
Actually, what I love was the Eddie Rambo version. The Eddie Rambo version was fabulous. Very
Eddie
smooth and she's music to thank you. I like
What's your German like? Is it German?
that Swedish.
Swedish. Here we go. Just crack on. It's great just to be here, says
Digit.
Gidget.
A talking dog. Look.
So we're cracking on. So I think the thumbs up for the original, but we haven't. We've got a few more to listen to. We have some more here coming from. Well, we'll actually come on to those in a minute. I'd like to know a little bit more about you, Lem, and what happened. How long were you with Unit 4+2, and what happened after you left?
I was with Unit 4 till 69, and the whole thing was beginning to fall apart. So I left and I joined Island Music, and which I really enjoyed. But then I started getting 50 feet, and I wanted to be back on the road. So I joined Christie, and had a couple of years with them, which was great fun, and we went all over the world, which we never went with Unit 4. The only place we ever went was Knock in Belgium. I mean, it was #1 virtually all over the world except America, and we went to Knock for the song festival.
So did you miss? So you kind of missed out on the British invasion years. 64 was when it started.
Absolutely. I mean, our manager was not a good manager, to put it politely. And his advice was ridiculous. And actually, even before our record came out, he'd gone into business with a guy called Alan Klein from America, who was also a crook. And they released the Eddie Rambo version before ours. So it came out about a week before ours came out, which was totally illegal. And that divided the sales. But as you said, we beat him. But you know, I went to Ireland music, and I loved Ireland, but I started getting itchy feet because once you get on the road and you want to go back again. And so Chrissy, and that was great fun. Great fun.
But this was after Yellow River had come out. So Yellow River was a hit in 1970, I think. Number one in 1970.
Yeah, I think 71.
72.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Christie had gone from not really well known up to a, you know, obviously having a number one hit. People are starting to pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I mean, the record I was on with Christie was Iron Horse, which was getting towards the end of their career. I think at the end of their career as well. It says something about me, I suppose. But I was also playing bass on that. And then...
Lem, do you have a microphone on your computer at all?
Yeah. Whether that's working or not. Can you hear this?
Carry on talking.
But you can't hear that, the microphone doesn't work.
I can hear the... I'm just because we're getting a lot of feedback. I'm getting some... I can't hear a word, so...
I can't understand why. I mean, this is supposed to work, isn't it? It was better actually before, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's
getting worse.
Could be maybe his mouth too close. I don't know. But it's just we're just getting some comments about feedback. Can't hear a word and things. So it's apologise for that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go into a couple of other covers. Again, some of these are fantastic. I'm going to share my screen now and show you some other cover versions of this, which kind of blew me away when I was looking at them. Okay, let's have a look at this one.
As sweet as roses in the morning, and you to me, as soft as summer rain at dawn, and love we share. That's something else. The sidewalks and the streets, the concrete and the clay beneath my feet begins to crumble. But love will never die. You know we see the mountains temple before we say goodbye. We're loving right. In love eternally, that's the way it's meant to be now. All around, I see the purple shades of evening, and on the ground, the shadows fall, but once again I'm in your arms, so tenderly. The sidewalks and the streets, the concrete and the clay make my feet begins to crumble, but love will never die. You know we see the mountains tumble, and before we say goodbye, my love and I will bring in love eternally. That's the way it's meant to be now. Coming apart.
That's just interesting.
It gets even raunchier later on. So I thought, sparing any blushes, I thought I'd put that one on the back burner. But have you seen that one before?
No. Excellent.
Very creative, very head in it. You can imagine playing that in Ibiza. You know, you can imagine seeing
Yeah.
the Coup Club in Ibiza. Um,
Oh dear.
so, so you were with Christy after a spell with a band called Satisfaction.
No, that was before, and then that was the Mike Cotton. I joined the Mike Cotton band after Christie,
Okay,
and that became Satisfaction. Also, we were Dantalian's Chariots with Zoot Money, but actually that's a sacking. Just everywhere we went, they were expecting the big roll band, and Zoot had just come back from America, full of God and whatever, and that's why he's called Dantalian's Chariots. Can you hear me? It's very distorted.
yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Okay,
Yeah, and so everywhere we played, we died. So we were sacked him, which is quite funny. I love Zoot, and we carried on with Satisfaction.
okay. And what happened after that? Obviously, you did you leave the music business after? Um,
Well, after that, I joined CBS as an A&R man, and had quite a bit of success there. And I signed the Clash and a couple of other bands. But then I got an offer from Rocket Records, Elton's company, to go there as head of A&R at a big salary. So I went, and while we were there, I did Lulu, produced a record with Lulu, an album, and Judy Zoot, and then we went to Moscow, went to Russia with Elton in '79, and while we were there were sort of 3 nights in Moscow and St. Petersburg. And so the sound man used the sound from one concert, partly on another concert, just to, to get the best shots and the best sound. And I had to help him because I knew all the records, I knew all the sounds, what it should be. So then I went to America to help him do the editing of the sound, and I just stayed there. So I left Rocket. Actually, it's quite funny because I was in Studio 54 one day, and John Reed was there, and he said, I haven't seen you around the office. I said, I left. I left a year ago. He said, oh, I thought I hadn't seen you. So that's how much he missed me.
well, so many people do miss you. I mean, I was chatting to a couple of, you know, I wouldn't necessarily call them legends as such, or as Mike Berry calls them, legends. But I was talking to Tony Bramwell, who was a lifelong friend of the Beatles. He started as their road manager, or well, he basically did everything for the Beatles. He was a childhood friend with the Beatles, as you know, John Paul George, and met Ringo later, but he knew them from teenage years. So he was. I was chatting to him the other day, or texting him, and he said, "Please pass on my best to Lem." And only yesterday, I was talking with Derek Griffiths, Del Boy, from the Artwoods, Ronnie Wood's older brother's band, and I mentioned that you were on the celebrity spotlight today, and he said, "Please send Lem my love and best wishes."
That's great. Derek, of course, was in Satisfaction. He was in the band.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, and also we go back to about 1964, 65, when he was going out with who is this girl who is now Bob Hendrick's wife, and she was living at the time with this girl called Wendy, who I married, and so he was my best man. So we go back quite a long way.
So there's a lot of that going. Was that absolutely? But I'm just seeing if I can get your microphone a little bit better. Talking into that microphone may be the problem.
I don't think
You don't have another microphone.
I've got this one.
That
No, I
could be.
don't.
That sounds better to me already.
Got what? This one?
Yeah.
No. There's something wrong with it. I've got to get the system sorted.
Okay. Well, let's crack on. We've got
Yeah.
about 10 minutes left,
Sorry
though.
about that. Yeah.
I do apologise, ladies and gents, for
Yeah.
the sound quality. We are getting, comments about feedback.
Yeah.
Take the headphones off, Lem, see if it works without them.
No, I can't hear a thing.
That's apologies for all this. Laura Leanne has said, Paul Endicott, repeat back what he says. I can't understand anything. You shouldn't have hit that wine, Laura.
Yeah.
You don't drink the whiskey before you listen to a show. But anyway, I've got a couple of other clips I wanted to show you, because these are a couple of other young people here playing. So let's have a look, see at some of these. We have share screen. Let's have a look here. Now, have you heard Concrete and Clay on a ukulele?
As sweet as roses in the morning, as soft as sunny rain down the ocean. That summer rain, the sidewalks in the street, the concrete and the clay beneath my feet begins to crumble. Let nothing ever die. Sing the happiest time before we say goodbye. That's the way, that's the way it seems to be. All around, I see the
So there we go. Because you had never heard it on a ukulele before. He was cheating a bit because he had some backing tracks, but I thought that was quite original. I mean, ukuleles became a bit of a fashionable commodity in the last few years. Easy to carry around with you.
When I'm cleaning windows.
Yeah. Formby, was it? No, was it George Formby?
George Formby, yeah.
Brilliant. Whatever instrument they play things on, and let's face it, picking up an instrument and going back to why music was so important in the 60s was all about the kids of the day trying to make a name for themselves. They wanted to express themselves, and they had a little bit more money in their pocket after the post-war austerity. They were rebuilding the UK, rebuilding London. They didn't want to listen to their parents' music anymore. They wanted to express themselves, as well as I do. I mean, if I had a pound for every time I heard my parents say to me, you should be seen and not heard, or shut up until you're spoken to. And you're thinking, no, I want to say something. I want to. So music actually gave people the ability to express themselves, and no better way to do it, especially if you weren't that talented in music, is skiffle music. And skiffle and the Lonnie Donegans,
Yeah.
in 1954, when he recorded Rock Island Line, was the tipping point for rock and roll at the end of the day. The Two Eyes Club, etc. So, did you get involved with any skiffle, or were you a little bit later than that?
No, it was later, but I like Lonnie Donegan, and I like his songs because they were amusing. But no, not really. I never had the broom tangle with the string, but used to listen to it, like with skiffle and folk. Both were sort of quite formative. Yeah.
As somebody you may know, looking good, Lem. Hope you're keeping well, old pal.
Thank you, Ray.
There we go. Loved skiffle back then. We're still getting some people in, hi from Seattle. Um, hello from Hamburg. Now there's a place. Oh my word! Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Hamburg was obviously, a melting pot then.
Yeah,
In 62. 62 was kind of the year for the Beatles. And again, the Beatles were a skiffle band.
yeah,
Um, good old Rod Davis. Do you know Rod Davis from the Quarrymen? Rod Davis,
no.
one of the founder members of the Quarrymen with
I
John.
know the name.
But he's been on the tours, etc. And he remembers with passion the time that he was with the Quarrymen, and that's how the Beatles started.
Yeah.
So, what are you up to now, Lem?
Now I'm just, well, I mean, obviously with the coronavirus, I've been stuck here for the last 8 months or whatever it is, and I've hardly been up to London at all. So really just hanging around here. And fortunately, there's been very, very little virus infections, certainly around our village. So that's been good. But I'm just going out walking and walking with my dog is here on the floor, and just basically playing my guitar a bit, and that's it.
Any plans for the future with regard to what you're going to be doing? Obviously, every musician I've spoken to, I did go to the Cabbage Patch a couple of weeks ago before lockdown to see Tim Hain and Robin Bibby playing as a duo.
Yeah.
Fantastic blues. It was a kind of Peter Green tribute to a certain extent. But again, that's now gone. So there's very few, loads of musicians sitting there. Some are writing stuff. Are you writing? Were you ever into writing?
I was. I've had, I wrote quite a few of the songs to satisfaction, but never had any real success. I had one single with Malcolm, which got loads of plays, but that didn't make it either. So I don't write. Ryan Reigns.
Well, we are. We're still getting fantastic traction here. Well, I'm just trying to see if there's anyone's got some. We've looked at that one. Are there any questions for Lem before we end this? There's Elizabeth there, one of our. Well, she's saying hello to Laura. I mean, do you want to say hello to Lem?
No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't she look like John Lennon?
She does look spitting image. Hey, Lem Lubin, see you for a drink after lockdown in Pusey. Gosh, you are part of the same. Can't believe we live in the same village.
I look forward to it too, Laura.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I'd just like to say thank you very much, Lem, for joining us. This is our second out of, hopefully we're going to be doing a lot more of these. Sorry that the sound wasn't fantastic to everyone that's tuned in. We've still got, quite a few people listening, which is great. We've been live now. Oh no, we started late, so we're still on 44 minutes. We must try and get the sound sorted out. So I apologise to anyone out there who has had a problem listening. I'm seeing if there are any questions. Hello, Ray. I don't know who Ray is. Obviously, somebody that's had a couple more drinks than normal. We've got a couple more. We've got a couple more here. No, my glass is just emptied, unfortunately. My whiskey is gone. Now, I wanted to play this, which is the second hit by Unit 4+2. So you may be able to listen to this and tell us all about this second hit here.
And now it's ready for someone like David Michael from the Unit 4+2 group to try out in rehearsal at London's Ad Lib Club. before. Once upon the time I said I'd never fall in love again. Never fall in love. I was wrong. I should have said love will come, but who knows when. Baby, I've been biding my time to make really sure. But darling, it's there, and I know it's true. I'm in love again. Love again. Every time I call your name, you squeeze my hand a little more. Squeeze my hand some more. Loving you.
Now, tell me more about that. That sounded like a little bit more vocal. There was more harmonies going on there.
Yeah, that was more what the kind of thing that we used to do on stage. But I don't think that should have been our second record. We did another one called what was it called? I can't even remember now. That should have been the follow-up. But our manager said, no, you've got to do something completely different, just to show how rounded you are. So that came out. Although it's a lovely song.
It is. It got into the top 20
Yeah,
in the UK. I don't know how it did in America, but it was a
nothing.
top 20 hit. And
This was on our big
and they rushed an album through, didn't they? This was all on Decca, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
But then you went on to Fontana Records.
Fontana,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here we got some more comments coming in through. I don't know where. Oh, this is Gijit again. Thank you for the memory lane. It's wonderful. So great to hear. I mean, it must be really early in Australia. I'm sorry to wake you up, guys, in Australia. But it's really good that you're joining us here, live in London. Where we've got another one from Ray here. Awful guitars, those TR2s, Len. Who was that drummer in the vid, mate?
That was that was Hugh Halliday.
Yeah.
Little Hugh Halliday.
Excellent, excellent. So, shall we listen to one more cover?
Oh yes, I'm loving this.
The covers are great, aren't they? Let's
Yeah.
see what we can see on the covers. Okay. A young person again.
You to me are sweet as roses in the morning. You to me are soft as summer in a dawn love we share. That's something rare. The sidewalks in the streets, the concrete and the clay beneath our feet begins to crumble. Love will never die, because we'll see the mountains stumble before we say goodbye. Love and I will be in love eternally. Oh, that's the way, that's the way it's meant to be. And all around.
Well, that only goes to show that the youngsters are really engaging with this music.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with my 15-year-old he's into the 60s stuff as well, but he's been playing a lot of rap music. And I said, rap won't be around in 10 years' time, let alone 5 years'
Yeah.
time. We're listening to music, and don't get me wrong, he started playing the guitar 18 months ago, and he's now playing loads of Small Faces. That's the first song he learned, and performed in front of 200 people within a couple of months of him learning. But it's the longevity, it's the fact that the legacy of the 60s music will transcend generations. It will still be listened to. And there is no doubt, Lem, that you were part of a band that will be remembered and listened to for many, many decades, if not centuries to come, because there is no doubt in my mind that the 60s music um, was inspirational. The production, when you've got the likes of Joe Meek
Yeah.
producing records, who, you know, do it yourself, you know, music production. Telstar
Yeah.
will go down as one of the greats.
Yeah,
But
they use that.
the stories you hear from Clem Catini, you know, one of the top session musicians, and you know, he used to go up and knock the toilet seat upstairs and get the recording out of it and put it all together. This was before the you know the digital age. This was analog. This was old fashioned stuff,
Yeah.
sprinting it about. Music today I see as being very overproduced. What's your take on music now, contemporary music?
Well, the whole thing about our music was that first it was on 8 track, and then it became really modern and went to 16 track, and then 32. But it was always on tape, and you could jump from one track to another and build up that way. With digital, it's also clean, and so you have to add any ambience that you need to each track, and it's not quite the same as the old method.
Yeah,
And I think quite a few people are actually going back to the old methods. They're going back to the old ways.
absolutely. There was something really nice about the guitar maybe being slightly out of tune, or there being a click on the tape. You know,
Yeah,
it added to it.
yeah,
Can't think of any at the moment. Oh God, just the two of us, for example. If you listen to it, there's lots of imperfections.
mm,
Um, Loads of tracks from the 60s had those imperfections, which are part of the richness of
yeah,
the music of the day, as you would listen to when it was live.
yeah,
Uh, I'm lucky enough to play a bit of music. I've done a bit in the past, and it's just people's enjoyment. People get a kick out of it. They don't want perfection.
yeah,
They're not
yeah,
after perfection. And I think a lot of producers have got it wrong in
yeah,
trying to perfect the music. George Martin, whilst he added some fantastic instruments to the compositions, and it was pretty damn hot, pretty,
mm,
you know, tight. Was it perfect? There was a beauty of music at the time being imperfect. That
yeah,
made it real. Nobody's perfect, and
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't relate it to it. Lem, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us
I
today.
enjoyed it. I'm
Um,
just so sorry that the sound is so bad.
yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get you
Yeah,
on again, and maybe you know,
yeah,
another relive of this. But I'd like to thank you for coming on board, and hopefully we can meet up in the near future, maybe at a waffle club with that
yeah,
Stevie boy. Steve Bracknell was the guy that introduced myself and Lem. We met over a lunch table down in where was it? Shaftesbury Avenue, wasn't it? One of the clubs,
not the college, whatever it's called. But,
whatever it's called. That was last year. So no, it's good to catch up with you. Then great
you
to
too,
meet
Paul.
up with you now, and thanks again for being our guest today.
No,
Uh,
thank you.
you take care out there, Lem, and oh, Sunday we're doing a Rolling Stones Birth of the Rolling Stones tour. Hopefully you're free to join us.
Yeah, I'd
We're
like that.
3 o'clock London time on Sunday. It's about an hour, but usually goes on for a little bit longer. We take you through the places where the Rolling Stones started, basically their seminal home, their spiritual home. In Richmond upon Thames, we go from the church hall that they started in 1962 with the lineup with Bill Wyman and Charlie Watts. So I look forward to seeing you on that tour on at 3 o'clock on Sunday, and hopefully meet up face to face with some of
Yeah,
our guests.
okay, thank you. I'd just like to apologise for the technical balls ups. Such a shame.
We'll get there. Thanks a lot, Lem. Take care,
Okay,
and we'll see you Sunday.
yeah.
Cheers. So there we go, ladies and gents. Thanks again and apologise for the sound quality. I just want to let you know who we've got on next week on the Celebrity Spotlight. Mr. Derek Griffiths, known to his mates as Del Boy. Derek Griffiths, one of the founder members of the Artwoods, which was Ronnie Wood's elder brother. He unfortunately passed away some years ago, but held in high esteem. Art Wood was instrumental in starting up the Ealing Club, for example, with Cyril Davis and Alexis Corner. It is truly the home of the British blues, from the Ealing Club down to Eel Pie Island. As I mentioned earlier on with Lem, we're doing the tour on Sunday, 3 o'clock on Sunday. Hopefully you can join us. Lem will be with us, and hopefully the sound quality will be a hell of a lot better. But it's the birth of the Rolling Stones. We mention the Ealing Club there because it's fair to say that if the Rolling Stones were born in Richmond upon Thames, they were conceived at the Ealing Club. So hopefully you can join us on there. You can find out more about that, and tickets are available on that link below. So if you'd like to join us there, just log on to that website. And thank you again for sparing the time with myself. My name is Paul Endicott from Music Heritage London and the Swinging 60s Experience in London. It is now just gone 8 o'clock, 11 minutes past 8, live in London. You take care of yourselves out there, and hopefully speak next week with Derek Griffiths. Del Boy to you. Likes to be called Del. Take care out there, stay safe, and be careful. Cheers then. Bye.